The mainstream painting style of Midland finally loosened. Then this round of global financial warfare. It's the final match point. In the early morning of the first day of August, America's financial executives held a blockbuster meeting. They give explicit hints. The time for a rate cut is approaching. If nothing else, it's next month. Did you know that this sentence is significant for the world economy? Does it mean anything? Ian G is a professional in finance. I can describe it in a simple and easy way. It's like playing werewolf. Open your eyes at dawn. Last night was Christmas Eve. You all remember that, right? The United States is from March 2022. Start the rate hike cycle. And then they did it 11 times. Directly raised the interest rate from the original 0.25% to 5.5% is too strong. Rare in history. The official U.S. argument at the time was to fight inflation, control prices. But understand that everyone knows, they're still holding the same old script. It was borrowed through the dollar dynasty. Man-made crisis. Harvest wealth. And this scene. It has been performed countless times in history. How do you harvest the drama? Let me give you an example. You'll see right away. In the past 2 years, as long as you go to the bank, then basically you will see something like this. There are also advertisements for such dollar deposits. Why are interest rates so high? Very simple. It is because the Federal Reserve itself sets a high. Did we just say that 11 consecutive interest rate hikes? The United States directly drove the base rate to 5.5%. What is the concept of 5.5%? Let me tell you something. In the financial industry, it has to be an experienced driver. Gotta be a master. To ensure a stable annual rate of return of 5.5%. And what about American no threshold? No condition. Just save money. The base rate is 1%. So many people look at it. Why should I bother? What are you tossing about? Just convert the money into dollars. Go to America to lie down and eat interest. So that's why the past few years, the exchange rate of the dollar is quite strong. It's depreciating all around. He is still appreciating. Because the whole world has put their own currencies, changed to dollars, to plug their high interest wool. This is how capital flows back. But think about it this way. How much money in the world would be spent? The result was saved. How much spending and consumption, attracted by the high interest rates in the United States, became non-consumption. Recently it happened to be the major companies in the world. When you disclose your financial data, you can see how many well-known companies there are. And it's global, famous big brand. All are experiencing weak demand, incoming decline. To put it bluntly, it is not easy to do business in the world. To be honest, this trick is for us. The impact is not small, because China is now the #1 exporter in the world. Once the world's demand decreases, consumption shrinking. So natural, China's export orders are bound to be affected. Those who do foreign trade can say something in the comment area. Has that been the feeling in recent years? But don't worry, Gazi, for the United States, that was a huge challenge. Because don't forget, they have a giant mine buried in their own house. What rate? That rate. Just at the end of July, how much has the total debt of the United States exceeded $35 trillion? What is this concept? I'll settle the bill for everyone. At 5.5% interest rate 1 year down. Just the interest expense, not counting principal, up to $1 trillion, equivalent to, the United States fought another war in Afghanistan for no reason. So the Federal Reserve is now cutting interest rates a day later. Additional capital expenditure. The money given out is astronomical. The world's major economies. I'm really grumpy this time. Whether it is Europe or Japan or Korea, also extreme, are stiffening. It's hypertension versus hypoglycemia. Once upon a time the dollar, tried and tested every day. Who fell and now no one falls. They can't take it anymore. When all the rules, all the laws are being broken one by one, then you have to admit, once upon a time the internal force that controlled the world, now it's shaking.